everyone to COABE's Meet the Author series featuring COABE journal authors. My name is Regina Soot and I serve as COABE's President-elect and Public Policy Chair. So I'm very excited today to hear from one of our journal authors from the current issue, Lessons from the Pandemic. So Jerry, please introduce yourself to all of us.
Hi, thanks for having me. My name is Jerry Yamashita. I'm the instructional technologist at Highlands Community Charter and Technical Schools in Sacramento, California.
Great, thanks. And Jerry, can you tell us why you wrote this article for the COABE Journal?
Yeah, when I saw this, the call for submissions come out, I was really excited because very early on in the pandemic, I was really interested in seeing what other agencies were doing in response to the abrupt shift to emergency remote teaching, or referred to as ERT. And that led me to researching in the area of ERT and digital learning initiatives in not only in the US, but around the world. And so I wrote this article because, what I discovered in that process and the things that we started working on at our agency, I wanted to share that back out to the community, and the innovation that arose from our own response to the pandemic.
Thanks. When I read your article, I was really intrigued by the digital navigator, kind of role position. And I kept thinking, like, we probably should have had something like that before the pandemic. It's something that probably our students needed help with already. So if you could just maybe share with our listeners, how are other practitioners in the field going to benefit from reading your article? And then how in turn is that going to benefit our learners?
Yeah, I hope that, my hope is that the article will resonate with adult ed practitioners who lived the same experience of transitioning to ERT, and then all of the technology related challenges that came along with that. I think it's important to mention that, and this is in the article, that at that time, at that particular time, at the beginning of the pandemic, there was research already being conducted that showed that 87% of teachers were reporting that they were spending more time troubleshooting technology than they did before the schools closed. And I thought that was really, really huge. I mean, the 87% number just stuck in my head, and to this day. And that's why I think it was so important to go in this direction and seek out solutions. And so, there are so many adult learners who can benefit from basic digital skills training. We know that help them upskill and become more successful in their school, their workplace, the community. And so this is where implementing a digital navigator program, as discussed in the article, can really help our adult learners gain those important skills while also easing the burden on our instructional staff.
I think that really resonated with me, to take that additional piece, kind of that surprise skill that a lot of people didn't have, and take that off our teachers' plate so that they could really concentrate on, the content and curriculum development and the quality instruction that they needed to concentrate on during the pandemic. So it's very interesting to me. So what do you hope the readers will take away from the article, Jerry?
I think my hope is that the readers will understand that the digital navigator and the unique services that they provide, it's not just a short-term solution designed for pandemic-related challenges, and that it can be a long-term student and staff support. And we see that already growing out there. There's already initiatives locally, regionally, statewide, nationwide, that are focused on growing digital navigator programs. So this is really a growth area, I think. I hope that folks start to understand that this might be an area that they want to look into, not only for their staffing, but maybe possibly even an instructional component. As I talk about in the article, we've designed a CTE program, so which I may write about additional submission sometime for publication, hopefully. So working on that.
Great, thank you. So do you have any additional comments or ideas or anything you want to leave the field with today during the interview? Anything else you want to share?
I just wanted to kind of, comment really on COABE. COABE was one of the first conferences that I attended when I first got into the field. And through those sessions, I remember early on, really inspired me to dive into the world of educational technology, which is where I am today. And so it's sort of come full circle, and I kind of wanted to just recognize that, and I want to thank COABE for that, as well as the opportunity to share the work that we're doing at Highlands Community Charter and Technical Schools.
Oh, thank you so much for that, Jerry. And thanks for writing for the COABE Journal and for sharing your perspective with us today. So just for everyone else, just make sure to know that the journal, including this issue, as well as past ones, can be found at coabe.org. And you can watch this Meet the Author interview on the COABE HQ YouTube channel. Thanks for listening.